If you're a nutrition coach that is struggling to get results for your clients, it's because of these three things. It's because number one, you're not being prescriptive enough with what you recommend. Number two, you're not being concise with your feedback. And number three, you haven't systemized your coaching. You're starting from scratch every time and doing way more work than you need to. And there's one other huge thing that completely changed everything in my nutrition coaching business. But I'm gonna save that till the end of the video because it'll make more sense then. Let's go through these points though, starting with number one, prescription. I remember working with a pretty new nutrition coach. We were in one of our first coaching sessions together, and I remember him asking me, Dr. Mark, I can't get this one client to lose weight. No matter what I am telling them, nothing is working. And I asked him, well, what did you tell this client? And it was then that I realized what the problem was. Here's what he was doing and how he was coaching that client. Well, I told her she could be focusing on this, like eating more protein or cooking more of her own meals at home. Or maybe she just needed to focus on getting more workouts in or getting her steps up. And I gave her all of these options to get results. And that's when I started to realize what was going on, why this client wasn't getting results. He wasn't being prescriptive enough with what he recommended to the client. There's this industry myth that your client should be involved in the process and making the decisions. Of course, we want our clients to know what is going on, but you're the expert here and clients are hiring you to tell them what to do. That's what they want, that's what they need, and that's what's gonna get them results. And of course, they're gonna learn things about their nutrition and what they need to do to build habits long-term. But that only happens when they focus on a few key things long enough due to what you prescribe to them. Your job as a nutrition coach here is to clarify that process. There's two main ways of thinking here. There's coaches and there's consultants. In coaching, you get a better sense of what someone wants to accomplish, what they're struggling with, and work with them through time to achieve a specific result. And you do that through giving them only what they need to get to the next step so that they can get that result. This is usually best suited for someone that has limited knowledge in an area. They're just learning and they're just getting started. Whereas a consultant is a little different. A consultant steps in with a specific expertise and they give you an extensive list of recommendations of what you should do about a problem. Then ultimately you decide what the best course of action is. This doesn't typically work in the nutrition coaching space. This is for established people that know what they're doing. You need to coach people to specific results by being clear, by clarifying what the most important thing to work on is, and by being prescriptive. Speaking of being concise, let's talk about point number two, which is concise feedback. Let's do a quick exercise here for a second. And it's an important one, so take a second and really do this. Put yourself in your client's shoes for a second. This is something that we don't do enough. Think about what they truly want. What means the most for them in this process? What they truly want more than anything else is results. Of course, they want to feel like they're being taken care of, but what they want more than anything else is results. That's what they came to you, that's what they hired you for. And usually the quickest path to results is going to be the most simplified one and the most concise. Do your clients want lengthy feedback every week, going over every specific detail of how things played out? Probably not. They want you to get to the point right away. What is the thing that they need to work on to get results? Now, to provide more concise feedback, this usually starts by asking better questions so you can get to the root of the problem right away and identify what the low-hanging fruit is that they need to work on. There are several coaches I work with that really beat themselves up because they're not concise enough. And they know if they could just get to the point right away, their clients would get better results. And here's what I tell them. Here's the solution. If you could only get your client to work on one thing and nothing else, they would focus on only just this one thing, what would that be? Because that's the point you're going to need to get across. Think you only have like 30 seconds with someone in an elevator and you need to tell them specifically what they need to do to achieve a specific result. What is that thing going to be? That's what you need to talk about with your client on a weekly basis. In the Dr. Mark method, we teach a check-in process called the hybrid check-in. We do video voiceovers with our clients going over their week and providing concise action steps. It should only take 5 minutes. If you're not going through everything that you need to talk about and prescribe and be concise with your clients in 5 to 8 minutes, it's taking way too long. Now, don't beat yourself up if you're not doing it in that time, but that's what we're striving towards, is being that concise. If you want more information on how to apply this within your own nutrition coaching, comment the word hybrid in the comments below and I'll send you over a completely free training. But this is what you need to be doing to be more concise in your feedback. The process is actually sort of like this if you want the bullet points. You say hi, then you point out one positive thing that happened in their week, give a basic overview and talk about what happened from your point of view, and present a change or focus on one thing that they need to work on. What is the action step? Anything more than this is just way too much. It gets confusing. More experienced coaches know the path to results with their clients isn't getting them to do more. It's to focus on a few key things really well. And then you build on that. More concise check-ins and feedback are gonna reflect this. Let's go to number three though. You need a coaching system. Here's what I see with so many nutrition coaches. They accumulate all of this knowledge over the years. They have a checklist of things that you should be doing, things to avoid. But when it comes to coaching, they don't really know how to apply it. Take a second and think about your best learning experience. What do you remember from that period? You probably remember a few key things, like big things that mattered a lot, as well as how the teacher or the coach made you feel. It's not all the specific details of what happened. But what a lot of coaches do is they essentially hand over a textbook. Here's everything that you need to know. And I don't really blame them, because that's how a lot of the big nutrition certifications, that's how they present this material. Here's all the knowledge that you need, go coach someone, while completely overlooking how to apply it. I have a new nutrition coach I just started working with. He's a super knowledgeable guy. He loves this stuff. He's super passionate about it. But he was having a really hard time putting everything that he knew together in a cohesive way to give it to his clients, to coach them. And even in his own nutrition, he really realized that, hey, I know a lot of stuff, but I don't know how to apply it. Using something like a food scale to get a better sense of portion sizes was something that he completely overlooked. And although that he had all of this knowledge about what you should and shouldn't do, he was having a hard time applying that to a system that got his clients results. So now what he does with all of his clients is he gets them all tracking, so he can get a better sense of what their nutrition looks like, what their habits look like from a big picture objective standpoint. And he can start to point out, here's what's holding you back from your goals, here's what you need to do, here's what I suggest you do, here's how I coach you within that. Now all of a sudden he's doing all of his coaching in the same way with all of his clients, so it's repeatable, it's taking him less time, and he's getting better results. Accumulating more knowledge is not what's going to help you get better client results. It's having a specific coaching system. Once you can put that into place and coach people, sky's the limit. Okay, now let's move on to our bonus point. And this one is going to be a big one for you, because when I tell coaches this, I can see the light bulb go off. I can see them think, that is exactly what I'm doing. And this last point is that you care way too much. This is so counterintuitive, because you got into nutrition coaching because you care, because you're passionate about it, because you want to help more people. But here's the important lesson. You can't care more about your clients' results than they do. You just can't, because it won't work. I can't tell you how many times I've heard from coaches that I would literally do anything to get someone results. I'd go to their house, I would cook all of their food. And that is the exact reason why they're not getting results. It's because you care too much. And this is the hardest thing to do, but the thing that you need to do the most. It's because you care so much that you're gonna remove yourself from being so involved. So you can be the authority and you can tell them what they need to do to get results. When you start to do this, you'll foster a lot more independence in your clients, and they'll start doing the work that they need to do to get results. And that's it, folks. If you want better results for your nutrition clients, here's what you need to do. You need to focus on being more prescriptive, you need to be more concise in your feedback, and you need to learn to apply what you know in a repeatable coaching system. Plus, you can't care more about this than they do. That is the path to no results and resentment, which is not going to be fun for your passion. Now, as great as all these tips are, if you're really serious about starting your nutrition coaching business, here's the next thing I'll have you do. Check out this video right here. I have a secret formula that gets crazy results for weight loss clients. I'm going to show you exactly how to apply that right here, so go check it out. Go watch that now, and I'll see you in the next video.